Oi oi you gits and grots, welcome to Konvert Ops. So today we're going to be doing some Blood Bowl miniatures into Orc 40k Kommandos. So before any conversion, head to the Games Workshop website and check out those gits painted. It's a good idea to see what you're working with beforehand. Another great feature is you can check out the sprues and see where you're going to be cutting and what you're going to be converting exactly. So today we're going to be doing one of the linemen. This is going to be part one of a series, so we can play around with all the different Blood Bowl miniatures so you can convert each and every one of them into a kick-ass commando and make them all a bit unique. So we've got sprues here, and of course you have to do the obligatory cutting out bit. So we'll do the unorky thing and actually look at the manual for these kits. It's not like the usual boys box where you can just cut them straight off the sprue and put them all together. They do have a sequence and they do have special parts. So pick out whichever kit you're working on. We'll be doing the lineman, one of I believe 2 or 3 variants, and so we've cut out the kit that we want to do, and nicely these things are push fit so we can have a bit of a play around, test them out, see how he looks without the 40k gubbins. So he's pretty cool, and I've picked out a few little bits from the bits box to see what's going to work well with him. So he's going to have a stabber and a slugger, or a chopper and a slugger, however you want to say it, and we're going to give him a severed head because that's brutal, you know. This commando, he's popped up and he's taken your noggin. So first of all, you know, I decided I want to change his head. It's not a big change, it's only a little change, but it is something that will make this kit unique from the other ones. So these Blood Bowl miniatures, a lot of them, they have their head attached to the shoulder part, so you got to get and cut this away. Now there's a couple of tools I recommend that people have, is a good sharp knife as well as having a hobby saw, because a hobby saw can just make it a world easier to get started on the cut, and also when you're cutting into expensive miniatures it's nice to have a bit more of a secure guide on things. So I gave him a bit of a guide with the saw, and now I'm coming in with a big sharp knife. And I noticed whilst I was trying to cut this that the shoulder pads were starting to bend. Now that's because they're not supported. So I put my thinking cap on and decided, well, I got a blob of blue tack, let's sit them on there, and then that'll help cushion the blow when I'm trying to cut into the bastard. So here we go, it's got the backing behind it, and pop, it goes straight through, which is ung eat or eat. So we do this, we get the head out and put the other head in the bits box. You know, we want to hold on to that. At this stage I decided I want to make a shooter to go on his back. So I got one of the boy's arms, just going to cut off the hand right here, right where I'm showing with the knife, and then we're going to put on a stick bomb for his silencer. Very unorky, very Blood Axe though. All that will take is a little trimming on the front, a bit flattened down, put one of the boy's scopes on there too, then we got ourselves a sniper rifle. The only problem is if I was going to stick it to his back is that then it doesn't have a shooty bit, you know, you can't pull the trigger. So we'll cut this off and then we'll go searching. Now once again, using the saw it is just a really good guide before you get in the sharp knife, and then you can clear it off, you know, with just 2 cuts. So down along the line of the metal and then up through the trigger handle. So there we have our shooter without its handle and the hand. Go through the bits box, all the bits box, all the bits, all the gubbins. So I've been collecting my gubbins for the last couple of weeks, and if you see anyone selling an army and they've got sprues to go with them, well, that's the perfect time to get yourself some primo gubbins. So I found some real nice pieces. I got myself a leg from the Flash Gits kit, and then we got our stick bomb and our little scope, and I've blue tacked it all together to see what it's going to look like. And this is one dead flash rifle, if I do say so myself, and it's 2 flash actually for this kit. It looked too big, too clunky on his back, so we're going to stick with just the chopper and a slugger for his back. Now, using the little choppers is much better for these kits, because the big old choppers, your regular choppers, they just look a bit funny really. They're just a bit too big, and although, you know, you want a real size chopper, the little one, it fits in much better with these kits, so I highly recommend using those ones. So we just cut it below the blade guard, and now to put it on we need to clear a bit off his gauntlet. There's this bit of raised up stuff, so we'll go in there with a sharp knife and clear that down. And just be careful with doing this bit. And luckily, I did not glue together the push fit stuff. And I recommend all you get, don't glue together the push fit stuff until you're proper ready. So I just filed a bit off with my knife, and then got the file in there good and proper, nice and flat. Do it to the base of the stabber as well. And then it means you've got a nice surface to glue together. So we just put these together with a bit of plastic glue, bit of plastic cement, whatever you want to call it, the sticky bits. So we got that all nicely together, and we got him a stabber. You just want to make sure that the blade lines up with the fist daggers, otherwise once again it'll look a bit off. So checking to fit that, and that all looks bloody orky, looks good. He's ready to stab someone. So next we're going to put on one of these severed heads, and most of us skits have we got these in the bits box, you know, from the boys kit. So this little top knot thing is going to be a pain when we're trying to attach it to his other fist. So what we're going to do is we're going to give him an haircut, make a little flat surface, and this means that then we can glue it to the underside of his gauntlet. Once again, having the bits apart from each other means that we can get in and test fit it a lot better. I did try putting it together just to see where it's going to line up, because you don't want to put it blindly and then have it conflicting with the leg and having to cut it off again. So we took this off and then we glued it onto the hand. Now, because of my plastic glue, it didn't quite line up where I wanted to in the end. So when we put it together with the leg, it's a little bit funny. It looks like the guy's trying to bite on the back of his leg, but that's bloody wicked anyway, you know. They're just trying to bite back, but this git ain't phased by it, you know. So we'll test fit that all together, and at this stage we're going to look at gluing it, all the push fit bits now, so that then we're ready for adding on the head. So the shoulder pads took a bit of pressure to put them on, just to make sure they're in nice and flush. Good bit of glue, bit of pressure, bit of time, you know, waiting on this. Need some runt to do it for us instead maybe, but that's on without the head. So the head that I've got is from the Runt Herders kit, and that's the one with the sort of the executioner's mask, I like to think of it. I'm going to be painting it black anyway and making it like one of those. So I realise now that it's actually quite similar to the head that I took off anyway, but at least it's a bit different. So glue that in place. It is going to be a bit of gap around the neck, but it's one of those things again where you're not really going to see it unless you're really fine detail inspecting it. So I didn't worry about filling it, otherwise you could just put some green stuff or milliput in there just to fill in around the neck, but it really is a minor thing that no one's really going to see unless they're a sneaky snivelling grot. We're going to put a slugger on his back so he can shoot. Now, one thing with this is that I would have preferred it on the left hip, so that then, you know, you can drop the head, pick up the slugger and shoot the gits, but the layer of the pistol, the hand will be going the wrong way, and it's something to think about when you're converting models. Is they've got to be kind of practical to a sense. You know, so we stuck some bullets onto his belt, and then we're going to stick a tank buster bomb on his back. So then he's kind of WYSIWYG, you know. He's got his chopper, he's got his slugger, and he's going to be the git with the tank buster bomb in the group. And also some of these Blood Bowl gits, their armor plating can be a bit flat and plain in some places, especially the back and the front. So this adds a bit of texture, bit of detail, and just extra gubbins. But go through the bits box, see whatever fits. I looked at putting the whip on him from the Runt Herder kit and all sorts of bits, but you know, pick what feels right for you, you know. So now this kit is finally ready for putting on a base, and because he comes with this this silly foot bar thing, which usually I would cut them off them, and when we go into the future gits to convert, then I will probably be cutting them off the rest of them. But there's actually some tactical basing you can do with this. So we're just going to have a bit of a spinny around on the base with it just fitting normally, just so you can see the git all the way around and just see all these minor simple conversion details all on one. I'm also going to bring in Spectre, my first of the Blood Bowl Kommandos. He's made from a Blitzer, and we have another Blitzer to do down the line. So here's what I'm talking about with the tactical base, and I've put the slotted base on, and because of his foot bar I'm able to put him up at an angle and tip him over with my timber, and then it ends up looking like this, you know, with a bit of sandstone, a bit more glue. he's standing up on there, and it just gives him that another little unique thing, because each one of these are base, because there's 2 in a kit, will be slightly different. So I hope you've all enjoyed Konvert Ops, how to convert Blood Bowl to Blood Axe Kommandos. This is only part 1, so we have a whole series to do with these kits, and if you enjoy it, please leave a like, a comment and subscribe to the channel, or else get crumped.